Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome here to race number 8 of the debut season of the PCSRA Craftsman Truck Series. This is also the last race of the first half of the regular season. That means we will not be seeing these drivers until after All-Star Race Weekend. That will be in about 3 or 4 weeks from now. So this is the last chance for drivers to get a win to finish up the first half of the regular season. We're going to see how that plays out. In the Victoria Voice Foundation 200, presented by, let me look at what it's called. It's the Victoria Voice Foundation 200, presented by Westgate Resorts. Ingrid Pollard starts on the pole position for today's race. Ingrid Pollard dropped 13 spots down to 23rd in the point standings. Alongside of her is Marcus Sellers in the 29. On the flip side, Marcus Sellers is second in the points table. Michael Brown third in the standings in row number 2, and Victoria Hughes is fifth in the points. You'll look at the rest of the starting grid right there. Let's get these cars rolling off, and then we'll explain the point standings as we go entering today's race, making sure nobody has any issues on the grid. And we're going to go racing here for 27 laps here at Las Vegas. Billy Kitchens is the points leader by 18 points over the driver I just mentioned, the 29 of Marcus Sellers, who's second. 36 back is Michael Brown. Here's a funny concept. Second and third in points, start second and third. How ironic is that? Harrison Jenkins is fourth in the standings, 38 points back. 51 back is Victoria Hughes. Then it's J Ard Underhill tied with Maisie Creighton in seventh. Olivia Jackson dropped 5 spots down to eighth in the standings. Carlos Rodriguez ninth, and Xavier Allsopp tied with M Keizer for 10th position. 27 laps about to be run here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. The final race for the West Coast for these series. As we're going to come into the restart zone. And the Victoria Voice Foundation 200, presented by Westgate Resorts, is green. Let's go racing, drivers. Sun is out. That means it's a hot and slick racetrack here at Las Vegas. After today, we'll be halfway through the regular season for the Truck Series, and we will only have a total of 8 races left to go before we determine the 10 drivers in this season's chase for the championship. Pollard will lead that first lap. Marcus Sellers second in points, right behind Ingrid Pollard. These two have raced in the Amateur Series back in 2023. And Sellers going to take that Power Stroke Diesel Ford to the race lead. The guy that Marcus Sellers is trying to run down for the points lead is the 88 of Billy Kitchens, running in 13th. We're also being told the 6 is a lap down. There's Olivia Jackson, who's coming out onto the track. And we're also being told Curtis Glover has had problems. I don't know what's going on. So we already have 2 trucks already a lap down. And we're about to have a lead change here with Marcus Sellers and Ingrid Pollard. Not entirely sure what happened to Glover and Jackson. But if we do get a caution, we will jump back, look at a replay to find out what happened to those two. Glover 33rd in the points. Not been a tough season for him. On the flip side, Olivia Jackson was 8th in points. She was top 10 in the points table coming into this race. She came in this race a total of 24 points ahead of 20th in the standings. That is not what she needed. And this could mean Olivia Jackson could fall outside the top 20 in the points after today. If she ends up 35th. And that's not good for Olivia Jackson, because remember, at the end of the season, if you're in the top 20 in points with a win, you're in the playoffs. If you are outside the top 20 in points with a win, you're not making the playoffs. Doesn't matter how many wins you have. So that is not good news for Olivia Jackson. I don't know if there's any damage to that 6 and the Dickey's Dodge, but both of them are one lap down. As Jared Johnson currently leads this race. And I have a feeling while this is going on, we should go ahead, jump back, look at a replay to find out what happened to the 6 and the 18. So if trouble breaks out, we'll break back in. Jared Johnson is the leader. Let's jump back, look at a replay to investigate why the 6 and the 18 are a lap down in the early stages here at Las Vegas. And this is probably what happened to the 6 truck. Looks like once I said green flag is in the air, looks like she jumped the start. And I think the same thing must have happened to the 18 of Curtis Glover. And it looks like they both jumped the start, and unfortunately the officials had to throw the black flag on them. So that's a tough break for the 18 and the 6. And it looks like the 18 just didn't get up the speed properly, and that really just bottlenecked everybody on that inside line. So either they got black flag or something happened to the 18 and the 6, but that is a tough break for them. So that's what happened to the 18 and 6, why they're both a lap down and they came to pit road. So let's jump back to live action here at Las Vegas. Back here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, as we're getting closer to the midway point of this race, Curtis Glover has gone a second lap down, so there must have been mechanical problems for that 18 Dickey's Dodge. Because, I mean, he basically slowed like there's some type of problem. And I think the 6 got black flag for jumping the start, as J Ard's going to take second. So not entirely sure what is wrong with the Dickey's Dodge, whether he has lost a cylinder or something, but that is a tough break for Curtis Glover, who could not afford a poor finish today. On the flip side, Olivia Jackson could not afford a bad finish either, who's running well in points. And Las Vegas could rear its ugly head after today as we head into our next race in several weeks, as we will start the second half of the regular season starting at Charlotte in several weeks' time. So we will not see the Truck Series until the second half of the regular season, which will begin at Charlotte. J Ard going to go for the race lead. J Ard comes into this race 24th in the points. She was 4 points back of 20th in the standings. Still looking for her first win on the season. Her brother Sean, who we will see in the Cup race in 2 days' time, is running top 15 in the point standings in the Sirius Satellite Radio Dodge. Of course, they just had Winston Cup practice just before we came on the air. We also had Busch qualifying this morning. We had Busch practice and qualifying this morning, and recently before the truck race, we just had Winston Cup practice. Just before these trucks came out onto the track. There's Maisie Creighton, Morgan Lauren, Lucy Granger, Abigail Furling back here at the rear of the field with Chaz Farmer. That's Billy Kitchens there. Comes in this race as your points leader. We'll be at 11 to go. Olivia Jackson just entering the back straightaway. J Ard entering turn number 1. We have 34 of our 36 trucks on the lead lap. All 36 trucks are still running. As we're going to hit the line, we're at 10 laps of racing to go here at Las Vegas. If J Ard wins, she would be into the playoffs, providing she remains in the top 20 in points. And there's another driver right there in second that needs a win, J Underhill in the 2. J Underhill's first season back in the Truck Series, who recently moved to Eastern Mississippi, which is pretty good to hear from J Underhill, the Michigan native. J Underhill came in this race 6th in the points. He came in this race 1 point below the playoff cut line. If J Underhill wins, he would be in the playoffs. Shyla Askraov running in 21st right now. I don't know where this is going to situate her. She came in this race 3 points above the 20th position in the points. Jared Johnson right now in second. Jared Johnson 27th in points, dropped 3 spots after last week's race at Auto Club. Down to 5 laps to go, and where in the world has Harrison Jenkins come from in that Circle Bar Ford F-Series? Great run for Harrison Jenkins. Came in race 4th in the points, trying to run down Billy Kitchens for the points lead. So for the Truck Series, we'll be halfway through the regular season. Their next race, as I said, will be at another 1.5-mile track. That would be at Charlotte in several weeks' time, which we will start the second half of the regular season. And the portion of the season I like to call the chase to the chase. Down the 3 laps of racing to go. J Underhill, still your race leader. J Ard running in second. Still a good points day for Jesse, but needs to start getting some wins because, like I said, after today, we're halfway through the regular season. We only have 8 more races left to go to determine our 10 drivers battling in this season's chase for the championship. Down to 2 laps of racing to go here at Las Vegas. Surprisingly, we have not been to Martinsville, Richmond in this so far in the truck series, but that'll be towards the end of the regular season as the white flag is in the air. One more lap to go for the AFC CarQuest Dodge for Ultra Motorsports. J Underhill looking for his first career Craftsman Truck Series win. To build some confidence going into the second half of the regular season. Harrison Jenkins trying to catch him, but it's too little too late. J Underhill is going to get his first career Craftsman Truck Series, taking the Victoria Voice Foundation 200, presented by Westgate Resorts. And J Underhill came in this race 6th in points. Not only is he going to stay in the top 10 in points, has he locked himself a spot into this season's chase for the championship. As we went 27 laps caution free, Harrison Jenkins second, and of course those two are trying to run down Billy Kitchens for the points lead. Kitchens ended up 16th, so we're going to have to see where this is going to situate as far as the gap is concerned. Jared Johnson third, J Ard fourth, Marcus Sellers fifth. Then it's J Bodine, Ingrid Pollard, our pole sitter, Xavier Allsopp, Ashton Ingersoll, and Alexandria Sarnes complete your top 10. Shyla Askraov ended up 19th. We're going to see where this is going to situate her. If that 19th place finish is going to keep her in the top 20 in points. Look on down to the remainder of the finishing results. Michael Brown, who was up there at the front early, faded back really late. Came as race third in the points, so he's going to take a hit in the standings. Marcus Sellers ended up trying to find where Sellers is at. Michael Brown was the last on the lead lap. Olivia Jackson, the only one a lap down. Curtis Glover, 2 laps down, but all 36 trucks finished the race on the lead lap. Oh, Sellers ended up 5th. So he came in race 2nd in points. So let's see here. He was, and this is going to depend where J Underhill situates in this conversation. So I don't know who's going to take the points lead heading into next week. I know Michael Brown's going to drop like a rock after today's race. And we'll see where this is going to put Shyla Askarov as far as her win is concerned after a 19th place finish. But thank you all for joining me for today's Truck Series race here at Las Vegas. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the PCSRA crew today. Congratulations to J Underhill on his first career win. We've shown your full finish results. Your point standings are down the description heading into the second half of the regular season for trucks. They won't be seen until the next time we'll see them. That will be at Charlotte after All-Star Race Weekend for Cup. Next week, it's Talladega for Busch and Cup, but we still got to finish up this race weekend with the Busch and Cup races from Las Vegas before we head to the high banks of Talladega Superspeedway next week. Until then, I've been Dean sending up. So long from Vegas, as you've been watching yet another broadcast at PCSRA TV, where champions are made since 2010 and the best in racing around the world since 2017, as we celebrate 15 amazing years. So long from Vegas, everybody.